I've started these series of videos about this video will change the way that you're investing. And this is, I believe, the fourth in that series. And what I want to talk about is answering a observation that I've made. First of all, I've observed that 60% of the viewers of my videos are between the ages of 24 and 54. So these are the peak investing opportunities in an individual's lifetime. And I want to share with you two programs that I think you need to be involved in. One is dollar cost averaging, and the second is a DRIP program, and that's Dividend Reinvestment Program. As you may know, there are some companies that pay dividends. What I'm suggesting you do is consider some of those companies and combine it with a dollar cost averaging program. The first thing is, though, you got to get invested. So let me give you some ideas. If you're a young person, you need to raise about $10,000 quickly because you have in front of you the buying opportunity of your lifetime. There are a lot of very good companies that are on sale right now. So how do you raise $10,000? Well, if you've got a grandfather, or if you've got a parent, or if you've got an aunt, or you've got an uncle that regularly gives you gifts for Christmas or your birthday, or if you're getting married, go lean on them. Before we get too deep into this, do me a favor. Please subscribe to the channel. I have a goal. I want to have, before I die, 1 million subscribers, and I need your help. I need you to subscribe. I need your wife to subscribe, or your spouse to subscribe, your dad, your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother, and all your friends. So share me with your friends. And then also, you will really help my algorithm if you'll give me a thumbs up. If my grandson came to me right now and said, "Papa, I'm thinking about setting up an investment program because I recognize now is the time for me to be investing in my future. And what I'm going to do is try to raise is $10,000 so that I can buy into this market opportunity." So if you plan to give me any money for birthdays or Christmas or anything, graduation, whatever, in the next year or 2 years, I'd really appreciate it if you front it to me now so that I could get involved in an investment program. There's no way that I wouldn't dig deep into my pocket to help that young man do something like that. That would impress the hell out of me. Okay, so he does that. Then from that point, he's got to pick stocks. You know the stocks I believe you should buy into. If you've watched any of my videos, The Big Nine, read this book. There's a link to it down in the description. And then read this second book. This will explain to you why you should invest in the Big Nine and the demographics and the economics, the geopolitical situation that we find ourselves in. And you'll learn from those two books what you should invest in. Then what you need to do is set up a dollar cost averaging program. And that is that every month you put a specific amount of money. You actually obligate your checking account to take a withdrawal every month on a given day so that you're investing. Now, how do you get, say, $100 a month? You stop drinking your coffee at Starbucks. You stop eating your lunch out and you carry your lunch to work. You find $100. That's only about $3-4 a day that you've got to come up with to put in. So, okay, we've got $10,000 that we're going to put in, and we committed to an automatic withdrawal from your checking account. Now you go to some place like E-Trade. That's who I trade through, and you set up an account, and you buy your stocks. You buy through E-Trade, you pay no commissions. So you're buying the stocks that you want. I want you to look at possibly getting some stocks that pay dividends. And that is because now you're not only dollar cost averaging, but you're going to enroll in E-Trade's DRIP program, Dividend Reinvestment Program. So when your stock pays you a dividend every quarter, you don't get the money. The company or your broker automatically buys you more shares of the stock. Okay? So that's the program we're on. We're on a dollar cost averaging, you $100 a month, and dividend reinvestment program. So now, what's the power of that? So let's take a look. I want you to go to a website. It's dgydj.com/stock-return-calculator. This is a website that I have found that you can enter a ticker symbol, and you can go back and you can find out what kind of return you would have gotten if you had had a dividend reinvestment program and a dollar cost averaging program. So with that in mind, I went and I looked up some specific stocks to see what if on 10 years ago, in 2010, I believe it was in April in 2010, you had set up this $10,000 down, $100 a month in dividend reinvestment. And what would you have had on February the 1st of this year? So you were in it just under 10 years. If you had been in Apple that pays a 2% dividend, your $10,000 and your $100 a month and your dividend reinvestment would have turned into $170,857. That's basically an annual return of 29%. That's pretty damn strong. And that's one of the stocks I think you should buy. Qualcomm, you would have had $47,616. Microsoft, $115,447. Then I went into some different kinds of stock. Altura is a cigarette stock. Cigarette stocks pay good dividends. Altura pays a 9% dividend, but they don't have the growth potential of an Apple. Still, you would have $42,648. Philip Morris, $41,675. They pay a 7% dividend. Then, and I've got a number of them, but one I'm very proud of, Valero. If you've watched my videos on oil stocks, you know that I bought Valero earlier this month. By the way, I'm up 30% on Valero in less than a month. Valero, if you had bought Valero 10 years ago and Valero pays a 9% dividend, you'd have $103,762. Again, all that is from begging from your parents and your grandparents, and then stop drinking Starbucks coffee and stop going out to lunch so often and carry your lunch. And you could have anywhere from 170,000 to the lowest one was IBM. You would only had 26,000. But IBM pays about a 5% dividend, and I think it's a good investment if you'll read this. So that's how, if you don't have a lot of money, don't get into penny stocks. Don't put yourself on. You can buy less than a share of stock. You can set it up again, I use E-Trade, and you just dollar cost average, and you say I'm investing. They will pull it from your checking account, and you tell them what to buy. And if you're buying Google, and it's $1,000 a share, and you put in $100, you get 1/10 of a share. In 10 months, you've got the whole. If it doesn't go up, you've got the whole one share. But that is how you make money. It is dollar cost averaging, setting up a program that every month You put the same amount in. Now what you're doing is you're buying in the highs and the lows, and you're taking all the guesswork out of it. So that's what I want you to do. Find $10,000 and then find a way to invest something every month. But pick stocks that are going to give you a return. If you'd like a copy of the chart that I put on my Excel spreadsheet, go to bestofusinvestors.com, sign up for my emails, and I'll see to it that you get a copy of this. And if you're already signed up, you'll be getting a copy of this in the next couple of days. So that's how I want to help you learn to invest. And this is a part I have learned from doing this YouTube channel. A lot of the things that are in my head, and I assume you all know, you don't know. And Homer, if I'm insulting you on this, or Peter, or Brian, just go on to the next video. But there are a lot of people who don't know these things and don't know that there are different ways to invest, and don't know that trying to catch the falling knife or the rocketing knife is not a way to get wealthy. The way to get wealthy, because what will happen is that $100 a month will turn into $200 a month. And your spouse will say, can I be a part of that? I've got some extra money that I can put into it. And this is how you build wealth. This is how you build wealth. Oh, one of the other things I put in there. You know that I have, if you saw my last video, I talked about trailer parks. If you had bought Sun Communities back 10 years ago, they pay about a 2% dividend, you'd have $132,000. If, on the other hand, if you'd bought Equity Lifestyle, you'd have about $55,000. I don't know exactly why that is, but apparently Equity Life didn't grow as fast, or maybe they weren't in the business as long. But go to this website and learn it, and then set yourself up an E-Trade account. I'll put a link to it in the directions or description. And let's learn how to invest together, and I'll share more things like this. And by the way, I want you to like this video. Helps my algorithm. If you're not signed up or subscribed, please sign up and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up, and then tell your friends about this. Tell your friends about you found this guy who doesn't talk about the Fed and the distribution of funds, which I've done some of. But what I want you to do is learn how to invest and how to become wealthy.